Netflix kept recommending the Big Show Show to me, so I thought, fine, I'll give it a go. Kind of glad that I did because I really enjoyed it. I've only watched the first episode, but I can confirm that I do plan on watching more. Now, the fact that I've only seen the first episode kind of says that it's not something that I'm ready to binge watch. I'm not hooked in from the first episode, but I enjoyed it enough that I'm curious to see what happens next. So, this was released the first season and the only season, I believe, in 2020. Is written by Jason Berger and Joss Bycel and stars Paul Wight as our protagonist, Big Show. Now, Paul Wight is a genuine, successful professional wrestler. It's not the first time a wrestler has crossed over into acting. I hadn't heard of him. I'm not into wrestling. I don't care. I think that's one of the things that was initially putting me off about this show because I thought, to be honest, the trailer kind of made it seem like it was going to be quite heavily about wrestling. But when I looked into it, it's actually not. But he was, or is, a successful wrestler, stage name Big Show, hence the name The Big Show Show. And actually, in this show, he obviously plays a heightened version of himself. And he's no longer wrestling, he's now a family man. He currently has a wife and 2 daughters, and his daughter from a previous marriage comes to live with him. And as far as I can tell, at least from this first episode, it's all about the family unit and what life is like living with this larger-than-life character, Big Show. And the initial problems we have with this first episode, in terms of the narrative, his teenage daughter is moving in because her mother has got a job in Belgium. Yes, she could have gone to live with her mother, but it made sense that she stays in America and moves in with her father and her half-sisters and stepmother. And what I found really refreshing here, there are 2 things that I thought were really great about this. And the first is that nobody died. That's not a spoiler. Quite often you'll have sitcoms, and they are comedies, where somebody will move in with another parent because one of their other parents has passed away. And it gives it a little bit of meaning, and it makes it quite heartfelt as well as funny, but they haven't done that here. They haven't tried to make it something more than it isn't. The other thing I like is that there's no sibling rivalry yet. We do have, as I said, 2 half-sisters, 2 full sisters who are half-sister to the teenager. And although one of them has a little bit of a moment about having to give up her bedroom, which is kind of a crux of the narrative here, there's no whinging or whining about having to share. There's nobody feeling left out, nobody saying that they hate the other sister. There's none of that, which again, similar shows would have done that, and they haven't done that. It looks like it's going to be a strong family unit who will no doubt have their problems and, things that they have to overcome. But it's a really positive episode, and I felt like everybody got on with everybody. Sure, people annoyed each other, as is life when you live in a sizable family, but everybody seemed to be realistic with their attitudes. Nobody seemed to overreact or be bratty or demand too much, and I kind of really liked that because it was really refreshing. Yes, on the one hand, Big Show is center of attention because it's his show and it's all about his family and the things that they get up to as a family unit. But at the same time, with this first episode at least, each of the 3 daughters got a really decent amount of screen time. His wife, not so much. I'd like to think we get more of her as the show progresses. Maybe she'll have some main narratives, but certainly we got to know the 3 girls and their different kind of personalities and what they could bring to the table. And I'm really looking forward to finding out more about them as individuals and picking a favourite, because everybody has a favourite character. At the moment, my favourite is Big Show, because I just think his attitude is incredible. His comedic timing, Paul Wight's comedic timing, is brilliant. He is a born entertainer, and I thoroughly enjoyed watching him in this episode. It's quite funny. Did I laugh out loud? I don't think I laughed out loud once. Which sometimes I do at comedies and sitcoms like this. This one I didn't, but it has the potential for me to, because it was pretty good fun. I found it comforting. I found it easy to watch. I'm intrigued to see what happens next. As I said, I haven't watched the next episode. I haven't been, champing at the bit to do that. But maybe once I get a couple of episodes into it, that's going to change. With regards to how many episodes there are, it's not the largest. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 episodes. Has it been cancelled? Well, so far, I hope not. But let's see what's in store. If you've been considering watching it, definitely give it a go. At least with the first episode. I think you're probably going to enjoy it.